is a remarkable steak, and as we cut into one of these bad boys, you're going to see right away that it is truly juicy and tender and perfect. There is nothing for you to do except cook this, whether you like to cook it on your grill, whether you want to cook this in your oven, in your air fryer, however you're looking to do it, this is going to be perfect. The only key here is you cook it to an internal temperature of 145 degrees. There's something called carryover cooking, so a little bit more will carry over cook as this goes on. But where you see juice, you see flavor, and this is one of our most popular items. Since Mr. Rastelli kicked this off last night at midnight Eastern time, we've had how many order, Brian? 18,500 today, already 500 in this show. Oh, Mr. Rastelli, it's good to have you back,
it's
sir.
Great to see you, David.
Thank you for bringing one of my favorite items.
Yes, you know, I'm thrilled to have this back again, and this is our premium pork ribeye steak. And as you coined, let's not call it a pork chop because they're going to hurt its feelings.
You'll hurt its feelings.
Yes, and
this is a pork steak.
It is, and it's the reason I call it a steak. It's because it's all ribeye. You don't get ribeye pork chops at a supermarket. They don't actually cut them. We cut these from the prime rib of pork. That's why they are so tender. They're so special. But what makes them that special, look at that juice, is because they come from right here from local farmers in the Pennsylvania Dutch Amish country. These are farmers that I have trusted for the past 45 plus years, people who raise the finest livestock, and it gives us an opportunity to make sure at the butcher shop we bring the very, very best to you and the very, very best to our QVC guests.
Mr. Rastelli, I love all the items that you bring to QVC, and it's hard for me to choose a favorite. But in the pork category, this is one I keep in my freezer all the time. On Mother's Day, when I was having trouble deciding what to send Mom for Mother's Day, I sent her some pork steaks.
Oh my God.
She can't do beef anymore. Her diet doesn't allow for it, but she can still do pork. So I sent her pork steaks, and she called me. She said, "Oh, honey, I love them." She said, "I love them because they're just the right size. They're 6 ounces. And if I can't finish it, I have the rest the next day for lunch. I put it in a wrap or a sandwich." This is really a lovely, and you're going to love it because it reheats beautifully. It's so tender, it cuts with a fork. Mr. Rastelli has been using a knife, but you don't need to. Just use your fork. And we have 2-piece counts to choose from. We also have ship weeks to choose from.
Yes.
So let's point out that you're either ordering 10 or 20 of these. Now, everyone gets 2 packets of butter per 10 of these steaks. Now, you're going to get 1 packet of the cinnamon brown sugar and 1 packet of the garlic parmesan. If you order 20 steaks, you get 2 cinnamon and 2 garlic parmesan. And I should tell you that we're going to ship this either immediately in the 10 or the 20 count. We're going to ship this August 26th in the 10 or 20 count, or we're going to ship it September 23rd in the 10 or 20 count. But if you want September 23rd in the 20 count, I have fewer than 900 left. It's already our most popular. And if you want to keep a good thing coming, auto delivery is a great thing to consider because every 60 days we send you more of these. I can tell you, everyone I've gifted these to will say to me, "Are you going to be sending more of those steaks? Because we're almost out and we need more." And so I'm like, auto delivery. So this is really what it's all about. Please don't miss these steaks because they're best from thawed. When you receive this at home, you're going to receive a bag and there will be 10 or 20 inside. They're all vacuum sealed like this one. Now this one has thawed, but yours will come rock hard frozen. If yours are still cool to the touch and there's little or no dry ice left in the container, just pop them right in the freezer.
That's right. Absolutely. Because each one being vacuum packed, it actually seals in all the freshness, keeps the bacteria out, and you're going to be able to use that up to 12 months out of that freezer. But David, here's the real star. The star is the pork. Pennsylvania Dutch pork, premium pork, and this means that we've got a product that's not just fresh, but because it's the ribeye, it's got the marbling inside there. The marbling is what creates this moisture. And you can see, you only need to cook this, and you mentioned 145 degrees. That's really, really important because we don't want to dry this out. I will tell you, I've got people who cook this to 175 degrees, and it does not dry this product out, Dave.
Now, these pieces here,
without any butter at all. That's
no butter
just
at all.
Nothing at all.
Just ready for me to sample. So tender, so full of flavor, no seasoning.
No seasoning.
That's what's so amazing about this. And once you taste it, you will join me in throwing your hands in the air and doing the happy dance. Happy dance all the way around. Come on now. Everybody is loving this product. And I was so tickled when I heard this was going to be today's special value because I was like, home run. And we have a phrase here at QVC that when a product is really, 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 really popular, we call it a gimme. And I was like, whoever's kicking this off is lucky, lucky, lucky. This is such a perfect piece of meat. And here it is with that garlic Parmesan butter.
It is. We decided this time to give you 2 different flavors of butter, new flavors for us. This is the garlic Parmesan. Now you can put it just on top of your steak like I did here, but we're going to show you some recipes and where you can use this garlic Parmesan in some of these recipes. The nicest part about this pork is it's incredibly versatile. We're going to show you 7 or 8 different ways to make it. I've done a complete video on how to, and if I can do it, you can do it. You just go to QVC.com to this product page, and you'll see this video on how simple it is for you to be that butcher at home, and then how for you to cook the way that we're doing that here. But again, whether it's the Parmesan like we've done here, whether it's the plain, this is what really makes this work, David.
This is just the best ever. When I make these at home, low carb and low sugar, I will first tenderize them with my Denny meat tenderizer. Not that you really need to, because they're already so tender. And then I will dip them in egg, and then coat them in Parmesan.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
I pan sear them on top of the stove in a little avocado oil. It's a high heat oil. And then I'll finish these in a 375, 400 degree oven, but only for a few minutes, because they're going to come together so quickly.
They are. They're going to cook very quickly, and again, because it's the ribeye, right? You're not going to find this in the supermarket because they don't cut ribeyes. They don't take the prime rib of pork and cut these ribeye steaks. We do that because I wanted to make sure you got something really special. And again, look at the moisture now.
Is this the butter?
That's the Parmesan butter, yes.
Ooh,
so
the Parmesan butter.
Yeah.
The garlic Parmesan.
The garlic Parmesan. Real roasted garlic in there.
Wow, is that good? And, when you run out of butter, don't get nervous about that, because you can make your own garlic Parmesan compound
That's
butter.
right.
Just
That's
take some
right.
softened butter and add some garlic powder to it, garlic salt, whatever you like. Maybe a little Parmesan cheese, and you're in business. Now, Mr. Zai, I know you love to go to the butcher block. So shall we head down here to the table?
I think that really kind of sets the table, right? I work on the butcher block all day long, and it's really where I'm most comfortable because I've got farmers and ranchers who I've trusted. This is a prime rib of pork, and what I want you to notice here, you'll notice there's bones and there's fat, and unlike beef, right, we don't age this. This comes right from the farm, right into the butcher shop, and then we do our work. So our butchers take all the fat off the outside, we take all the bones completely off, and you wind up with this beautiful center cut boneless ribeye. So you've got a prime rib, but here's the steak that we cut. We cut these beautiful 6-ounce steaks. Now, what I really want you to notice in this steak is the marbling, because where you see marbling is where you're going to see flavor, you're going to see texture, but the tenderness, that's why you saw me cutting through that with a fork, David.
And that marbling is going to melt down, render down, and what it does is it bathes the steak in flavor.
That's exactly right. And if you decide to add the butter like I did, because this is such a soft piece of meat.
Well, then that's just gilding the lily is what that is.
Going right into that, yes.
Now, Chef Rick Roman is here because he's our dinner guest tonight. I think he's ready to eat.
Oh, that's a good thing.
And we have lots of clean forks for you, Chef. Clean forks.
You
So
know,
grab yourself a clean fork.
it's always nice. Usually I'm buying the meat from the butcher and I have to cook it.
Yes.
Having you cook for me, I couldn't ask for a better situation.
Now, did you want to try one of the flavored butters or just plain? How did you want to do it?
Let's start plain and let's go to the butter. How's
Okay,
that?
so here's the plain right in the center there,
right in
Rick.
the center. Okay, there we go.
How's that?
It's so tender, but like you said, the flavor, the marmot goes throughout the meat. Oh my gosh.
It really does. It's so moist inside. Right?
Now try it with the Parmesan butter.
Now here's the Parmesan butter, and again, I'm just going to cut right through this.
Knock your socks off,
with a
mister.
fork.
Parmesan, I call it Italian salt, so I'll give me that. It's beautiful. Oh yeah. That's just a little extra layer there.
It's a little extra.
layer. Oh my gosh! And for the
and then-
grill,
Maybe I should try that just to be sure.
oh
Yes.
yeah. And I saw earlier, I was getting so hungry watching you make the Milanese. I thought that was a great idea. You got
Yep.
some Milanese over
He's
there?
got some Milanese over there. But I want you to try the brown sugar and
Brown
cinnamon.
sugar?
This is brown sugar and cinnamon
also
butter.
comes with?
Just comes with it. Just
Cinnamon
dropped
brown
it-
butter.
Yep, just dropped it right on top.
Little sweet, little savory.
Kind of
The
hugs you,
sweet
doesn't it?
and
Yes. It's fall.
I don't know.
It's fall.
I might lean toward that now. I thought the garlic
Now,
Parmesan,
Mr.
but
Rastelli, can you cut a little piece of
I
that
can
with your fork?
certainly do that for you,
Because that's
David.
the one flavor
There
I've
you
not
go.
tried. Wanted to try.
It smells, by the way, it just smells so good here.
You know how when you
aromas.
put apples in pork?
Yeah.
Yes,
In a
that's.
skillet? Same kind of idea.
Oh my
Because I
gosh.
usually put cinnamon apples in pork.
Yep.
You know, like what you said too before. It's like, I love pork. You don't see pork ribeye. That's like when you
No.
started, when I first saw you present these, you know, however long ago, I was like, pork ribeye? That's
Yes.
genius. Like, it's the smartest thing, and it's so
It's not
delicious.
a pork chop.
No.
It's not what we had every Wednesday night at my house growing up. No.
Can I have another bite?
Absolutely.
I'm not a shy dinner guest. I like to eat.
Well, I love people that love to eat. You know that.
1,000 gone in this show. And Mr. Roman, you may stay, certainly, as long as you like and eat as much as you want. I know that you're done after this, yes?
I want some Milanese, yes, but I want to try some
All right,
Milanese.
so do you want to introduce your friend who's
Yes.
here, who's making more great steak dishes or
Yes.
pork dishes?
Chris Mentor. Chris has been with the family for 25 years. He's part of the butcher program there, and he comes up with some of our greatest recipes and ideas. So I brought Chris along to be able to show you just a few different ideas that are just as easy as what I've done here.
And Chris, what are you making?
Well, I'm doing a pork Milanese, but I just want to show you. This is one pork chop pounded out, flour, egg, and breadcrumb.
Right.
And this is our base for 10 different dishes.
Maybe
So-
it's pork parmesan, maybe it's pork Milanese, maybe it's pork with just pan gravy,
Pork fried
whatever.
steak, great, right. So this does with everything. What I did here, I took a little spin on it, knowing that we're a little bit carb friendly.
Okay.
So I used pork rinds to bread this one.
Lovely.
Okay. So I'm gonna put a little Milanese together for you guys with a little bit of the pork rind on the pork cutlet. We're gonna put the
Some arugula.
arugula. We're gonna put some tomatoes. I'm gonna put a little bit of fresh lemon. Okay, squeeze that over. And I'm gonna just do a little drizzle, just a little olive oil. I think we're all. And
All right,
that's,
that's got your
So I
name
got to
on it.
taste it because
Got your name on
I
it.
typically always have veal Milanese. You know, that's like, but the pork Milanese, and with the pork rinds,
With
you're
the pork
killing me. I got to
rinds,
get in
yes.
there. Oh my gosh.
and
Because
it's-
you
and-
can eat every single bit of that, and your doctor will be very happy with you.
Let's look at me. I'm an animal, just jumping right in there.
But look how tender this is. When we talk about it, this is actually air fried.
Oh my!
Take the glove off. Air fried, right? But look how tender this is.
You got
All right, wait,
you got to get you got to get in
I
there.
have to have some pork rinds.
That's redonkulous. Sorry, that is
No.
just. I got to get
oh
in
my
there.
word!
but
It's
how-
warm.
It's
So good.
A little bit of the crunch. Oh.
And the
Is that
lemon brightens
it's
it up.
Delicious, yes.
The olive oil helps to smooth it out. That is a lovely dish, sir. Nicely done.
Thank you, thank you.
So good.
Thank you, Rick.
Wow, my word. Mr. Roman, thank you for being our dinner guest
Like,
tonight,
thank
buddy.
you for having me. I mean,
I
you're
know it's a
feeding me
busy night.
right.
Rick, thank
Now
you.
I-
If you follow this
Next time
fella
I come.
out,
I'll be
I bet
there.
you can probably take some home with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow. See you guys.
Hold on.
All right, we're bringing out some hots, and we're going to remind you that you're choosing 10 or 20 of these. Now, everybody gets beautiful, beautiful butter. You get the cinnamon brown butter and the garlic butter, a pouch of each per 10 of these premium pork steaks that you order. Now, remember, this is something very special. They come to you rock hard frozen. Let them thaw completely. If you forget to thaw them, Mr. Rastelli, what's a quick and easy method?
Right under some cold water, David, and in about 10 minutes, it's going to be soft and ready for you to cook.
And I do your method a lot. I put it in the bowl,
Yep.
and I leave the cold water running on top of it.
Yes, that's the best way to actually
And
do
then
it.
it softens up in about
Yep.
5-10 minutes.
Yep, exactly. But the thing that I think is really most important is the consistency. So every single steak or chop, and again, we call it a steak. If you want to treat it like a pork chop, you can do that. You can put it in that package and bake it and shake it and do those things, and you will have the most tender pork chop. I just treat this like a steak because it has so much moisture in it. This is no butter on it at all. This is just the natural juices, David.
Just
that
a
are
natural
coming
rendering.
right from that premium pork ribeye. And again, ribeye. So you think about prime rib of beef. Think about prime rib of pork. This is going to have that marbling. It's what's going to give you the flavor, the texture, and you're going to be able to do so many different things with this. And so this is the product that whether it's summer, fall, spring, winter, we're going to show you dishes that you can make over and over and over, and your guests are going to be thrilled.
Almost 1,500 ordered in
Oh, my
this show,
goodness.
and almost everybody is going with auto delivery. All you have to do is taste this one time, and then you want to keep it coming again and again and again. I can't tell you the number of times I've served this to newbies at my house.
Yes.
And they will say to me, when are we going to have those pork sticks again? Because they're always a home run. They're so easy, they cook so fast, they're so full of flavor, and this is why you want to try this out tonight, either in a 10 or a 20-piece count. You will get the butter that comes along with it. You'll get 1 packet of the cinnamon brown butter. You'll also receive 1 packet of the Parmesan garlic butter. If you order 20, you get 2 packets